Hello my friends, Stark here, and I have a story for you. A story which seems to have ended well for me, but not so well for a young man named Kevin. The story begins about 2 months ago when I spied an advertisement in Craigslist for a 1981 Dodge Aries K-Wagon. She's a 4-door station wagon, a Chrysler K car, one of millions built, primarily the Dodge Aries and sister car, the Plymouth Reliant. And yet, despite the fact that these cars saved Chrysler Corporation from bankruptcy, we see so few of them on the roads today. 1981 is the first year of the Chrysler K car, so this is it, the original. And I think this car is so cute, especially in hearing aid beige. But amongst my friends I seem to be in the minority, and they don't understand why I want to save it. You know, for a Midwestern car, she's in surprisingly good shape. Just the one rust hole underneath, right around the driver's footwell. Interior is in excellent condition. But unfortunately, the 2.2-liter 4-cylinder engine is seized. Let's take a look. Chrysler 2.2-liter 4-cylinder, which was subsequently enlarged to a 2.5-cylinder. You know, these are old cars now, and so this engine is getting hard to find. I did find a possible replacement in New York State, and I almost sent a friend to get it, but I couldn't bring myself to pay for both the engine and the travel, so I left it. Good job I did, because about 1 week ago I received a telephone call from Kevin from Florida. He'd broken down just about 15 miles away from our base here. He was visiting his mother in Michigan and was on his way back to Florida when his 1991 Dodge Shadow broke down. He didn't have any money. He couldn't afford a tow bill or repairs, and he straightforwardly asked me to remove the car from the roadside, pay him junk price, give him enough money for a rail ticket back to Florida. Well, the Dodge Shadow and its sister car, the Plymouth Sundance, are quite unrelated to the Aries, but it does have a 2.2-liter 4-cylinder engine. There are, however, some important differences between the two engines. Bear in mind that they're 10 years apart, 19 1981 and 1991. The early engine has clapper points, whereas the later engine has electronic ignition, and the early engine has no engine management system, no primitive computer, whereas the later engine does. So what I want to do is to use the basic engine, the block, the cylinder head, and yet fit the ancillaries of the early engine to keep this car simple. I don't want this car to have any type of computer or engine management system. So what was wrong with the Dodge Shadow? Why did it break down? Looks like it got battery acid on some of the fusible links just behind the battery. Simple as that. Little hard to diagnose, but an easy repair once we found the problem. The engine has, I believe it was 149,000 miles, and it ran excellently. As I said, the interior of the Aries is in excellent shape. Beautiful dashboard. Vinyl seats are not cracked or torn. And best of all, looky here. See the gear shifter? This must be a rare car, I'm sure of it, because she has a 4-speed manual transmission. Now, I don't have facts and figures for you, but it's difficult to imagine that Chrysler built more than a few hundred of these cars with the manual transmission. Here's something else. Here's the door panel, the inside of one of the rear doors. Do you see anything unusual here? Bear in mind that these are not power windows. That's right, there's no window crank handle. There's no way to raise or lower the glass in these rear doors. I've never seen anything like that before. Perhaps this was some type of Chrysler safety option offered in the early 1980s. I don't know. Well, I'm sorry I kept this one from you, but I wanted to keep it up my sleeve until I had a replacement engine. Thank you so much for watching. 1981 Dodge Aries K-Wagon. Got to love it.